And welcome to F and White People, your friendly neighborhood white people. Today we are going to be talking about sci-fi and fantasy. So Harry, what you got for us?
Well, what are your... What's one of your favorite things from sci-fi and fantasy spectrum?
Like movies?
Anything.
Well, my favorite's got to be... My favorite fantasy's got to be Lord of the Rings. I'm a huge Tolkien fan. It's been a while since I read the books. I need to read them again. But I'm a huge Tolkien fan, and Lord of the Rings is my baby.
You just want to jump right into that, do you?
Yeah.
Because you know what's about to happen.
Yeah, go ahead. Lay it on.
Alright, so anybody who's watched the movies, they're good if you haven't read the books. If you have read the books, fuck you, Peter Jackson. And also, why the fuck does The Hobbit, which is the book itself, not that long, why does it get 3 fucking movies?
Commercialism.
And The Lord of the Rings should have actually had about 6. There should have been double of what they put out.
Yeah, they do leave out a lot in Lord of the Rings, the movies.
A lot is an understatement, because there's no mention of Tom Bombadil. There's no mention of the Battle of the Shire. There is a complete rewrite of Treebeard, and I'm sure I'm missing other stuff, but the amount of stuff that you left out on the Battle of Helm's Deep, and all the things that were taking place underneath the tunnels at the time, or the fact that they rewrote it wasn't Frodo who figured out speak, friend, and enter. It was Gandalf. And also, even though we all say it, but it's not you shall not pass, it's you cannot. Or the fact that the Uruk-hai are not grown from the fucking ground. Orcs don't come from the ground. They're not pod people. They were made just like humans and elves. Orcs are just corrupted humans and elves that turned to the dark side basically by either Morgoth or Sauron. So let's see. Or how about the fact that they just completely reworked the fact that they didn't leave the Shire to go on that adventure for 50 years. Frodo had the Shire, or had the ring in the Shire for 50 years.
Yes. It's not as though he gets the ring and then immediately sets off on an adventure.
Yeah, no. When Gandalf first discovers the ring in Frodo's possession, and he tells him to hang on to it, he has to go do some research. Yeah, it takes him 50 years. Yeah, because they don't talk about the hunt for Gollum, how Aragorn hunted Gollum. Let's see. I'm sure there's a bunch of other stuff that I'm missing.
I'm sure there is, because like you said, the books.
Yeah, the Fellowship has, I think, 3 books inside of it.
Would have taken several more movies if you wanted to really fill out the whole story.
Yeah, the scene in Return of the King where they bring the spirit people from the mountain to go fight on... Yeah, no, they never have that fight. They're never on the battlegrounds. They never come and clear out and help at Battle of Gondor. They were going to freeze them before that.
Like I said, it's been a long time since I've read the books.
I would highly suggest listening to the audiobook by Andy Serkis, because listening to him read it and all of a sudden interjecting the voices, because come on, when he does Gollum, you're like... But alright, so you said Lord of the Rings. I'm going to just swing out there. Dungeons and Dragons. I love fucking playing Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh yeah.
People don't understand how much stress is relieved when you're throwing math rocks. Some people want crack rocks, I want math rocks.
Let's do math and kill monsters.
and seduce dragons.
And seduce dragons, especially if you have a bard.
Which, in one of our campaigns, the bard actually had an opportunity to seduce a dragon, but didn't.
It was a bad bard.
It's a decision he regrets to this day.
Yes.
We've often talked about it, because I'm the one that DM'd it at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And put him in that situation. And I was like, where were you at, Murph? What? You had a dragon. You're a bard. Just saying. Oh, yeah. Man, I regret that. Now, how many campaigns we ran? We did our first one, me, you, and Murph. We did kind of a round robin thing, which was a horrible bad idea, but also fun.
It was fun, but it was chaotic.
Yeah, because it was, for one, just the three of us.
Yes.
And it was Wild West meets Cthulhu.
Mm-hmm.
I think one of the biggest problems was is we created a
super being,
big bad to accompany us, which we put it in the body of a little girl, like 11 or so years old.
Yeah.
Which wacky times ensued. And then we crossed platforms a lot. Well, not platforms, but did bring in aspects of the real world into it. Like the riddle I came up with that you guys had to solve for the Spears Maiden.
Oh, yeah.
And you had to sing a song. Or at the, it was that Cthulhu game where we did the Disney characters, wasn't it? I think it was your session to run and you brought in Mickey and all them.
Was it my session?
Yes, because I wanted to do something, but you're like, no, it's my session. I was like, all right, fine, cool, go ahead. And then that's the night I put a spell, or did a mind change on Goofy, and I went, you're a cow. End of discussion. You're not a dog, you're a cow. I broke Goofy's mind by awakening him and revealing his true identity. Because Goofy's a fucking cow. Let's see, what else you got? You said Lord of the Rings. I got Dungeons and Dragons.
Sci-fi TV shows. One of my favorites is The Warehouse. Or Warehouse 13.
Oh yeah? Yeah, no, that was a good show.
That was a great show. You introduced me to Warehouse 13.
Also Eureka.
Also Eureka.
That was a great show.
Eureka's a great show.
Watch your tongue on this one. Firefly.
Horrible
Watch your
show.
tongue.
Horrible show. Cowboys in space.
I mean, what the hell do you think Mandalorian is?
Not cowboys in space.
It's space cowboys with blaster pistols and magic.
I'm just not a Firefly fan, man. Like, I know I'm gonna get.
That's fine. You can
I know I'm
sit
gonna
there
get shit for it, and
say-
that's fine. But I watched it. I was not impressed. I don't see what all the hoopla's about.
Hey, and that's all you gotta say. You can say that you're not a fan, that you didn't get into it. That's fine. I can get down with that. But when you say shit like, it's horrible,
I'm not a fan of it because it's horrible.
yeah, alright, you're gonna wake up with no eyebrows. You're just gonna be sleeping. I'm gonna come in with a couple of wax strips and plop them right on your eyebrows and wake you up. Bye. And all you're gonna hear is brown coats unite.
No.
What was that one show that you introduced me to? It was actually kind of a good show. It had Noah Wiley in it. We just saw.
Fallen Skies?
There you go. That was a good one.
Oh, Fallen Skies is an excellent one.
I don't actually remember. I remember watching Warehouse 13. I remember it and Eureka kind of like having the same kind of plot line, kind of, where, it's always a catastrophe is happening.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that's kind of, it'd be boring if you had, like, no catastrophes and everybody was just having a good day and just drinking tea and eating crumpets. But...
yeah, no, that'd be boring. But what else is there? There's a lot.
I'm going to ask you once again to be careful. Discworld.
I'm not a fan of Terry Pratchett. I just couldn't with his books. I needed to take a break from his books.
Here's the thing about Discworld and Terry. In the beginning, when he was writing his books, first off, he didn't write them in like chronological order. Like he would, did Color of Magic and Light Fantastic, and then he jumped to Mort, I think, or Sorcery, like totally different, characters and things like that. So there's no real linear writing to it. But when you do get into, like, I introduced you into the Guard series, and during the first couple books in all those series, he writes them as if nobody's read a book previously of his. So there's a lot of redundancy. But the more you get into the series, he's like, all right, we already touched on that. He might bring up some things, but like his Tiffany Aching series, I think they're actually considered children's books, even though they deal with the witches. There's not a whole lot of redundancy there, and The Shepherd's Crown fucking made me cry, because that was his last book. And I was bawling while I was listening to the audio. But, no, I love Terry Pratchett. I love the Discworld series. I did read, he had a collab with Stephen Baxter, The Long Earth. That's a good series. I like that series. And you can definitely tell where Terry stepped in and did the creative writing or the ideas and things like that. But you can also tell toward the end of his writing career when the Alzheimer's was really starting to kick in.
Yeah.
Because his assistant had to come in and write for him. And Terry Pratchett's like Douglas Adams. There's only one, and you can't write like it.
Speaking of Douglas Adams, that's my favorite author is Douglas Adams. I'm a huge fan of, all of Douglas Adams' works, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, and all the books that incorporate the God.
So Long as They Scroll Fish, Restaurant at the End of the Universe. Mostly harmless.
Mostly harmless.
Yeah, we had to make an addendum from harmless to
mostly harmless.
Once again, a movie that wrecked the fucking book.
Yes, because the movie and the TV show.
No, we didn't get through the TV show. The TV show actually touched on a lot more of the book, the old British TV show,
yes,
than the movie did.
Yeah, but they're not as good
because in the
book.
TV show, excuse me, in TV show, is it Zaphod?
Yeah.
Beeblebrox?
Yeah.
In the books, he's got two heads, and they're on at the same time. You got left and right. In movies, he's got one where it just kind of it's like a Pez dispenser.
Yeah.
In the TV show, he actually has them left and right.
Yes, which is the correct way to present. Yeah.
The Zaphod. Now I can't remember in the TV show if they did the. I know they did do the Restaurant at the End of the Universe because I remember watching. Because they brought in what we would call the cow.
Yeah.
The talking cow that was walking you through all its most delicious parts.
Yeah.
Suggesting, no, you should definitely have the flank meat. I ate a lot of grass that came from such and such. So it just really, it comes out. Unless you want some ribs. Oh, God, please enjoy the ribs. It's like, oh, Jesus. You built a fucking masochistic cow. I want it. I do.
Would you eat?
Yes. You don't have to finish that fucking question. Yes.
I couldn't do it.
Oh, I definitely could. Especially if the cow was like, so, I've been eating a lot of this, that and the other, and so the flavors have really gotten into like this part of meat, like my ribeye right now with the fat layer is just gonna be so flavorful. I'll be like, that, let's go. Thank you. I appreciate your input on this. How's the shoulder? Can I make a good roast out of that? Oh, excellent.
You know, I can't eat something that I know to be intelligent.
I mean, we eat things that have an intelligence all the time.
Not on that level.
So, as far as, let's see. Oh, well, shit. I was about to say, what else we got? And then I happened to look up and I see, I mean, some of the greatest works right there. We got He-Man, Masters of the Universe, which every 80s kid,
Yep.
even the girls tuned in for She-Ra.
Well, the girl also tuned in for He-Man. Like, I remember watching He-Man. Oh, I loved She-Ra.
What's funny is when we were growing up and we didn't realize it, all those shows, like He-Man, She-Ra, Thundercats, and Transformers, and X-Men, they all had this message of unity and accepting each other for who they are and things like that. Because hell, even G.I. Joe had, you know, a moment where they were like, hey kids, what's going on? Billy's being bullied. Oh, we don't like bullies, do we? No. What do? We stand up to bullies. Or what's going on over here? There's a Muslim. Well, he's okay. There's nothing wrong. It's liberty and justice for all. And now when adults get older, they see the remakes of it and they're like, oh my God, it's woke. No, kiddo, it's not.
It's always been woke.
It's always been that way.
The X-Men has always been about accepting people who are different. Like, literally, they're mutants.
Magneto fights for the rights of mutants. Charles Xavier does too, and then, Magneto does want to kind of usher in a more mutant-heavy life, but, I mean, fuck. Both Xavier and Magneto were Jews that went to the Holocaust. Well, no, Magneto was a Jew that went to the Holocaust. Xavier wasn't. But shit. And then you got Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which, for those that don't know, is actually a parody of Daredevil.
I know it was a parody. I know it was a parody of Daredevil.
Mm-hmm. Daredevil fights the Hand, and he has a mentor named Stick. Ninja Turtles fight Foot Clan, and they have a mentor named Splinter. They all study in this kind of karate-esque lifestyle.
Yeah, no, I can see it now. Yeah, no.
And then you got the big bad up there, the big bad boy himself. Optimus Prime. Autobots, roll out. Except you die a lot, Optimus. Because Megatron, that's another thing they did. If you'll go back and you'll watch the cartoons and whatnot, and just realize how powerful the villains are, but there's always like one thing that happens. You may have stopped me this time, He-Man. But as long as I keep Evil Lynn in check, she won't whoop my ass either. What'd you say, Skeletor? Nothing, bitch. Make me a sandwich.
We're forgetting, like, we're sitting here pulling sci-fi and fantasy, and we're forgetting the biggest,
Star Trek.
well, Star Wars.
I mean, yes to both. Because I thought we were going to lead into Star Trek simply because we've been talking about this whole, dealing with issues and wokeness and things like that. And I mean, come on, fucking
yes.
Star Trek, even original series.
Yep, I had the first interracial kiss.
Had a black woman on TV on a major show, backed by both. What's Lucy's last name? From I Love Lucy.
Oh,
Desi Arnaz is his name, but she goes by something else.
Ball. Lucille Ball.
Lucille Ball, yes. Because she was a big supporter of Star Trek.
Yeah.
And when Nichelle Nichols was like, I really don't want to do this, and Martin Luther King Jr. was like, bitch, you gotta. You don't understand what we're seeing right now. And Lucille Ball is like, baby, we need you. Well, don't worry. We'll tell fucking Shatner to chill the fuck out. But you are going to have to kiss him in season 3.
Mm-hmm.
There's no getting around that one. You're going to have to take one for the team. I know you'd rather kiss the Vulcan. Yes, right? I'm having a brain fart. They are shit. I'm going to get roasted.
Are you wondering who the Vulcan is?
No, I know it's Leonard Nimoy, but I'm just wondering if it's actually Vulcan.
Yeah.
Okay, yes. Mr. Spock. Which, also, yeah, if you think about it, the first ambassador, because the Vulcans, they deal with a lot of emotions through touch and shit. They can read, you know, when Spock does his little finger trip on the head, they can, so they knew that humans, when first greeting, do handshakes. And there's a lot you can understand and whatnot. And also, we're talking about Captain Kirk here, who was just sexual deviant. So I can only imagine what the room was like in the Vulcan conference room when they were like, all right, so we need a tribute because we got this human, and humans are, well, they're human, unpredictable, unstable, emotional dumpster fires, and just reek of insecurities. So whoever, and they're going to want to shake hands, and that one's probably going to want to fuck. So who's tribute? Who's going to be like, give me some ambient, I'll do it. And that one that just walked up and just knowing full well when she shook Shatner's hand was just like, or Kirk's hand was just like, well, I'm about to see a bunch of wiener. But then, then we also have Star Wars.
Back to Star Trek for a minute. There's a new one that is coming out.
There's another one?
Yeah, there's a new one that's coming out that takes place in the beginning of the Starfleet.
I thought we already have that one.
I think there's another one now.
Is it called Starfleet?
No. It's called... I can't remember what it's called.
We need to watch the one where they bring back... Oh, it's called Picard. We need to watch Picard.
We do.
Now, I haven't watched a whole lot of Star Trek, so I'm sure I'm going to get roasted here on, you know, my lack of ignorance, or not my lack, but my amount of ignorance when it comes to captains. So, because I've seen the original series, I've seen some of TNG. I haven't seen a whole lot of Deep Space Nine, or Voyager, or Enterprise. So there's a lot of debate on who is the best captain.
Oh, I've seen Deep Space Nine and Enterprise.
And Voyager?
And Voyager.
I can't remember because a lot of people will sit there and argue until they're blue in the face. That's either Cisco or Janeway.
So I think Janeway's number 2. I think Picard's number 1.
I definitely wouldn't say that Kirk is up there. I would definitely put Kirk, with the little bit of knowledge that I know of the other ones, I would probably put Kirk at 4th, to be honest. Because for me, it would be Picard. And then I don't know enough about Cisco or Janeway. I think they would just kind of rotate 2 and 3 for me. And then Picard would be, or Kirk would be 4th, and then The guy who
I think it depends on which Kirk you're talking about too, because there's.
I'm not talking about movies. I'm talking about TV shows.
Okay.
Because then there's also the guy who was in Quantum Leap. I can't remember his name. He's a captain. Which Quantum Leap, that was a great fucking show.
It was a great fucking show.
Anyways.
I also don't think we can talk about Star Trek without talking about the Orville, because that was a great fucking show.
I do like the Orville. It wasn't what I expected in the beginning, because coming from Seth MacFarlane, you expected a lot of comedy. It was going to be funny. But it was. I mean, it did have some comedy moments, but it was not.
It wasn't a straight up comedy.
It wasn't the drom-com that you were expecting. There's a lot of moments where you're just like, what the fuck? And then, especially when you find out, like, it's very culturally aware, too.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's that one alien species that has gender reassignment surgeries from the beginning. Because it's not okay to be a woman. Or it's not okay to be feminine.
Yeah. And then come to find out, there's a secret society of, like, women in that race. Yeah. In that species.
Even though, like, they still, when they do a gender assignment, the one that was originally born a female gives birth. Like, they do it in such a fashion where the female can still give birth, but they all look like men. Or they all look male-ish.
Well, I don't remember the whole the female's the one who took his breath. Like, I remember...
Well, there's the egg, remember?
Yes, but they don't necessarily say that comes from...
Yes, they do.
I don't remember that.
Because that's when you find out that, you know, they were the ones that was originally female to begin with.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Which is very Spartan-esque. Because when anybody who's looked into history a little bit about the Spartans, a very formidable Greek army, or Athens army, or whatever, that 300 is inspired by, they would be taken at the age of 7 and thrown into a life of violence. But one of the things that they were encouraged to do is connect to the other males. And when I say connect, I do mean, yeah, they fucking. To increase that brotherly love, that camaraderie, sorry. To the point that when they come back, if they go out to, like, battle and war, when they come back, their wives have to cut their hair, they have to dress very masculinely to get their husbands to find them attractive again, and then they can slowly regain their feminine look so that their husbands, oh yeah, that's right, I like women. Because, I mean, the Greeks and Romans, they were just all about fucking each other in the book.
Yeah, there was a lot of that back then.
Yeah. But Star Wars.
The original's better than the remakes.
Well, they're not remakes.
I mean, not the remakes, but I misspoke. The original's better than the
Prequel.
Than the prequel.
Or the sequels.
So I do like the sequels. To me, it's original, sequels, prequels.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I definitely think the prequels had promise if they would have just not geared it toward kids. Because Phantom Menace would have been so much better. Or if they would have actually done to Jar Jar Binks what they were supposed to do to Jar Jar Binks. Because in the comics and books and things like that, Jar Jar Binks is not this clumsy, Misa's so sorry. No, he's a warrior. He's a very apt warrior. And he does talk, you know, like that. They all do. But it's like, no. And also, like, I do believe George Lucas fucked up in episodes 2 and 3. when he told Hayden Christensen that, you know, you have to constantly think that you're Vader. You have to get that emotionless, or one emotion, just, I love you, Padme. I killed him, Padme. No, you fucked up.
Yeah, agreed. I think the whole world basically agrees with you on that one.
Yeah, no. Even Hayden Christensen's like, man, no. Because also, if we look, when they redid Ahsoka, and they brought Hayden, or in Obi-Wan, when they brought Hayden Christensen back, and he had a different director, and he was allowed to emote, to be happy, and do other things. He was phenomenal. I love him in Ahsoka, and I love him in Obi-Wan. He's great.
Oh, yeah. He's not a bad actor. He had a bad director.
And it's because George Lucas was like, how do I make these Star Wars likable by kids? And then he did the first one and went, I fucked up. How do I fix it? Let's bring in the Lord Vader. Oh shit, I fucked up. How do I fix it? I don't fucking know. So we'll do Revenge of the Sith. Shit, I fucked up. I'm out. Because he doesn't direct 7, 8, or 9, which out of the 3, The Force Awakens, what was 8? The Last Jedi, and then 9 was The Rise of Skywalker.
Mm-hmm.
Out of those 3, which once again, the writing could have been better, because in The Last Jedi, there is no reason for Luke to be on that goddamn island sucking blue titty milk and drinking it like that. There's no fucking reason for that. And also to just disregard, like, you know, the lightsaber and just toss it and things like that. Because then in Rise of Skywalker, he comes back and he has to have a Yoda moment where Yoda's like, you dumbass, what are you doing? You can't just burn the last of the fucking Jedi papers, or is it, I don't know, or is it Yoda that burned them?
I don't remember. I thought it was Skywalker.
And also, a huge plot hole right there in the whole fucking thing. You're telling me that Yoda, a creature who is hundreds of years old, has been in the Jedi Order for hundreds of years, couldn't master the Force at such a level to sense Palpatine?
Yeah.
Let's totally skip past the scene in episode 4 where they're jettisoning all the escape pods, and then they're like, oh, let's not shoot that one because there's no life forms on board. No! This is the fucking Galactic Empire. You destroy everything. There's no life forms. So? You know about droids. They could have put the fucking escape plans, or the plans of the Death Star, in a fucking droid. Destroy it. Movie's over. Galactic Empire wins. There's no Rise of Skywalker. Nothing.
I mean, it's a valid point.
And then, also at the same time, are you telling me, because R2-D2 knows exactly who Obi-Wan Kenobi is, for one, because even though C-3PO has a mind wipe, they don't mind wipe R2-D2. And R2-D2 has got some shit. He's got all the intel from not just the Death Star, but he's got all the intel from the Clone Wars, which, fucking A, Clone Wars, let's talk about that for a second. Great goddamn show.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember when I first talked to you about watching the Clone Wars, and you're like, I don't want to watch this goddamn cartoon. I'm like, you might want to watch this cartoon. Because it is not a kid's cartoon.
It is not.
And which led us to the Bad Batch. Gave us the Bad Batch. Oh my god, I love the fucking Bad Batch. But, and also in the Clone Wars, that is our best portrayal of Anakin Skywalker. Anakin in the Clone Wars is Anakin. And I also wonder, I thought about this. If if Qui-Gon hadn't died, and he was actually allowed to train Anakin, because Qui-Gon sensed that there was, well, he found him, and he was like, oh shit, no, this might be the chosen one. Yeah, we definitely need to keep an eye on him, get him in the Jedi Order and things like that. Had Qui-Gon lived, Vader would have never existed.
You think?
And Anakin would have surpassed all of it. Because the lore of Qui-Gon is, Qui-Gon found himself with the teachings of former Jedi who went Sith, who went Grey. Qui-Gon, from what I understand, found the teachings of Revan and understood that attachments are not a bad thing. Yes, they can lead to fear and all that stuff, which can lead you to the dark side. But Qui-Gon would have been one of those, he needs to understand balance. So he's going to have to learn the light side and the dark side. So I'm going to teach him how to use Force lightning to save a village. And of course the council would have been like, oh no, you can't do that. And be like, Anakin, show him why we can't. There's a lot of plot holes in Star Wars and other things like that. That's why I think there's I can't remember if it's a game that's coming out or if there's a TV show or something. But I really, 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 really want them to do an Old Republic with Revan and Malak and the first Jedi Civil War.
Yeah, I know that Revan's your boy.
Yeah, and it wasn't until he got captured by was it Malignus, Darth Malignus or Magnus, or even the Emperor at the time put Revan in a tank to consume or to channel Revan's powers. Because it was through betrayal that Revan was caught, and he realized that Revan was so fucking powerful because he split himself in two, because there was a light Revan and a dark Revan. So
I know it's just shocking since I'm married to you, but I actually don't know that much about Revan.
did you know in the books, and it's canon, well, it may not be canon, but in the books, there's a clone Luke. His name is Luke.
I did not know that.
So in episode 5, Empire, Luke gets his hand cut off.
Yes.
And it falls. Well, the Emperor grabs it and creates a clone of Luke. Because he is aware that Luke can be the chosen one. And Luke actually fights Luke.
Huh.
He destroys him, but in the books, Luke rebuilds the Jedi Order, and he does it with his kids. Well, his kid, I think, daughter, and then his niece, Leia and Han's, or nephew, sorry, Leia and Han's son, which is Kylo.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Luke has a kid. But alright, so what are we missing now? Because alright, and if we're talking about sci-fi and fantasy and geeky stuff like that, not mentioning comic books would just be, because of money and things like that, we had to get rid of our comic book collection, but we still have some issues around here up on our shelves that are pieces that we revere. Fuck, I'm looking at Teen Titans, I think that's 12, the first appearance of the Batman Who Laughs, which Dark Knight's Metal. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, that was amazing.
The different iterations of Batman, but he's the Joker, he's Aquaman, he's Green Lantern, he's he's not Aquaman, he's Aquawoman, and then he's just straight up the Flash. He's also a Harbinger. I think that's that's his Wonder Woman version. But the one I love the most is basically it's Batman as the Punisher. His bullets have bullets.
Yes. His bullets have little explosives in them.
But as far as comic goes, and anybody who knows you knows that your favorite comic book character is Harley Quinn.
Yes, I'm mildly obsessed with Harley Quinn.
Mildly? That's putting it mildly. Anybody who knows me knows that my favorite is Victor Von Doom. Dr. Victor Von Doom.
Which, you're not very happy about the casting of Victor Von Doom in the upcoming Doomsday.
Avengers Doomsday? where Robert Downey Jr. is playing Doom.
Yeah.
Even though we're not 100% he's actually playing Doom. He could be playing Tony Stark, who goes, it's if Tony Stark says, fuck you, I'm going bad. I'm hoping it's a ruse, and we get an actual Doctor Doom. Because I will say the cinematic portrayals of Doctor Doom I have not been happy with. At all. Not with the Fantastic Four from the early 2000s or the one that they did in the mid 2000s, or in the 2010s or whatever. Did not like that one.
Yeah.
I want me an Eastern European who is just confident beyond his.
So who would you cast as Doom?
That is hard because Doom is not smug. Doom is not arrogant. He is confident in everything that he does. He's also methodical. He's ruthless. He's not merciless, but he is also incredibly intelligent and a man of his word. Because there's been several issues where, there's been one where they've had to do something to save the universe and things like that, and Doctor Strange, being the Sorcerer Supreme at the time, couldn't do it, but Doom was like, I can, but I'm gonna need what you have to make you Sorcerer Supreme. And Strange's like, wait, you can do this? I'm like, yeah, but I need this. You have to give it to me. And Steven going, if I give this back and give this to you, you have to give me your word that you're gonna give it back. And Strange's like, you have the word of Doom. Or, yeah, Victor's like, you have the word of Doom. And every time that he says, you have the word of Doom, you're going to get whatever it is. Hell, there's an issue where there's a run where Tony dies, and he understands that the world needs Iron Man more than it needs Doctor Doom. So he becomes Iron Man.
Yes.
And which is funny because the AI system, like, he gets into it, and the AI system's Tony, and he's like, Victor, what are you doing? It's like, what? Like, no. Arguing with the AI system. He's like, the world needs Iron Man right now. It does not need Doctor Doom. So you and I are going to collaborate, and we're going to come together. And I'm going to improve your system with sorcery and magic and intelligence. Really? Victor, I'm dead. And you're throwing jabs at me. No, you're not here. I'm talking to an AI, which my AI system is superior to yours. But we have to put that aside, and I have to become Iron Man. But alright, anything else that we
I mean, there's a lot out there in the sword and sorcery, fantasy, sci-fi, comic book world that we could talk about, but I think that's...
Well, there is one more thing I want to mention, and then I'll leave it, which is Kroll.
Okay.
That's all I'm going to say. Kroll.
Okay. So, with that, what are your favorite sci-fi, geek, fantasy things? Tell us in the comments. And
also, if there's something that you want us to talk about, leave us a comment. Like, hey, can you guys talk about this subject? We'd love to hear your thoughts so we can talk shit about you.
And with that, that is all that we have for you today. Be sure to like and subscribe on all the podcast places and all the social media places. We are everywhere like herpes.
Love you, bye.